The problem with the covert female narcissist is she'll play her role relatively well, but she won't play the role to its completeness, in the sense that you're never going to get the full person. You're only going to get an element of commitment. That might be enough to satisfy your supply needs. If you can't satisfy hers, she ain't going to hang around. So you got to be able to satisfy her intimate supply needs at a satisfactory level. She's going to want good sex, sex, on a consistent basis on her demand. And if you're a simp, she'll take you to a pinnacle and then push you off the cliff. You have to keep these people in check, these covert female narcissists. They find a fascination in being kept in check, but it still doesn't mean that they're going to maintain a resolve. There's always going to be an element of unresolved with these birds, in the sense that they've got this domestic attribute in their character. And what I mean by that is it's similar. Well, there's asexual, where they're interested in themselves sexually. There's adomestic. I call it adomestic because they intrinsically, at the expense of everything around it, will have this individuality that invites nobody into that space. Now, initially you'll be invited into that space because that's how the spider catches its prey in the web. It lets you into the web. And then she'll spin her web. She'll satisfy you sexually and do a good job of it. These people are good. You're not the first rodeo. And try and siphon from you whatever else she can to her advantage. And they give, take, care and share initially as well. But the disintegration will vary relative to her experience with you. If she's having a good experience with you, sexual, you're entertaining her, you're feeding her, you're accommodating her, and allowing her to retreat back to her coven, as it were, back to her tribe, back to her space, back to her children, or whatever the case might be, you will see a lot more of her. You will maintain the relationship with her for longer. And so as the relationship wears on and you, if you're a grade supply, are beginning to satisfy her at a level that she finds valuable enough to continue with, then you will begin to be able to bring an element of domination into the relationship, because she'll submit to good supply. These people don't want to lose good supply because they've possibly lost that in the past, or maybe they haven't experienced it in the past, and they can identify the value of somebody that's going to be able to satisfy them at a high A-grade level over a long duration of time. And they can also tell people that are going to be unable to maintain and sustain the supply level that they want over a long period of time. A lot of these people dud out right at the start because they just haven't got the masculinity and the diminutive attributes to keep her in a place that's going to guide her against herself in a way in which she is going to value. You've got to understand, even the masculine covert female narcissist can be dominated if you have the masculine characteristics and attributes to be able to steer her in a way in which is going to benefit her relative to supply. She will make sacrifices if you're emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually accommodating her at a level that she finds valuable. She will submit. Okay, and you've got to navigate this with all the skill you have, and some of you blokes think you're great with women and all this, and I don't. But you've got to put it all together in one package. Now it comes down to whether you value her supply. Is her supply worth your expenditure, worth your investment? Or are you willing to realize at the start that your investment will probably be sunken at the end? And are you prepared to just see what it's like to try and build a relationship with one of these people, and how ridiculously sad the endings with these people can be, because they just fall away. They just fall away. They just deteriorate so badly, they fall away. And you'll think things are powering on, but if you can't read the covert female narcissist, she will completely destroy you, because you'll think that everything's going well, and she'll put you in a position where she's making you to devote more and commit more and all this and that more, and all of a sudden things start to go out the window, and it can go out the window very, very quick. She can go ghost, she can go missing, she could be back with an ex, keeping you on the side as a prop to punish the ex. And this can happen after 2 or 3 years of being with them. The covert female narcissist can turn to resentment and other poor attributes at the flick of a switch. And so you can't afford to be drunk or stoned, or you must have 24/7 all your wits and all your masculinity on call to keep this person entertained. If you don't keep the level that this person requires of check, sex, and so forth, and make sure that she's delivering as well, it's going to deteriorate quicker. Now that's not including outside interferences, characteristic flaws that she has that you need to navigate, not tolerating any nonsense and keeping her, again, this key word, in check. They're fascinated by men that keep them in check, because most men grovel to them and run after them and spoil them, and what that does, that misguides the woman. The woman needs masculine guidance. She wants a little bit of masculine diminutive spirit coming at her to keep her in check. Women are designed and have a place, whether they want to resist it or not, in their mind and heart for the man to keep her in check. And that can happen in many, many different ways. Intimately, sexually, emotionally, spiritually, behavior-wise, how you want to be treated or not be treated. But you can get a long run out of a covert female narcissist, and you can turn her on herself if, and only if, you are running at optimum discernment, optimum sex levels, able to read the invisible female attributes and characteristics and the way in which they behave, to stay a step ahead of what's coming. If you can do that, and I've done it, you'll turn the covert female narcissist on herself. And that's something that's rare. It's beautiful to watch when the Black Widow stings herself because the alpha male just knew how to play the game.